Hey guys, Omar from Team Mercer again with another deck profile. Today we're going to be talking about the updated version of the Malamar Giratina list. With the Cosmic Eclipse just coming out, it got a lot of key cards that it needed or that it was missing. I think it just got better actually. It's going to be able to compete even more. You put this deck behind a good Malamar player, it's definitely going to top 8 at a lot of cups, even in some regionals, guys. So on to our Pokemon lineup here, guys. We're going to get started. We're going to have the 2-copy Giratina here. Giratina has been amazing ever since it's been out, with the ability to come back and be able to hit 130. You know, it's just key numbers there. With this spread damage, you're able to take out some knockouts pretty easily with this guy right here. So we're not going to change it. We're not going to add. 2's always been the number to have in this deck. So on to our next guy right here. We're going to have the 2-count Giratina here, guys. Now Giratina is wonderful because Stellar Wish allows you to fish into your deck to get some more key cards than you need to get you out of a bind as well. And it's able to pivot around and keep using multiple Giratinas if you need to. We're only running a 2-count here because you don't want to clog up your bench. You need it for your Malamars, you need it for your Giratinas. You know, 2-count is wonderful here, guys. So on to our main attraction here, guys. Of course, this deck would not run without it. We're going to have the 4-count NK. NK has been amazing. Along with the Malamar here, you're going to run 4-count because you want to just be able to draw into it. You want to be able to start with it. You want to have more chances to get these guys going on your first turn, guys. So of course we're going to go on to our next guy, which will be our Malamar counter here, our 4-count Malamar. Malamar is amazing in this deck. It's the one that charges your main attacker or anything else to be able to constantly keep swinging each turn. And it's a great card to have. You're able to charge up some energies from your discard pile onto your Pokemon, on your bench Pokemon. So you definitely want to have them up and loaded as fast as possible, running the 4-count just like the NK, because you want to be able to draw into them, search them out, just be able to get into them as soon as possible. On to some of our single Pokemon here, guys. We are still running a copy of the Esper. Esper is amazing ever since we found out what it does. The second attack, where it does 20 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's bench Pokemon, it's really good, and it goes well with this deck because of all the spread damage, and your opponent's going to be able to pivot as well. They're going to want to pivot, and this guy comes in and takes out that knockout for you, especially if it's a tag team. You know, it hits big numbers because of the damage that's going to be spread. So I definitely kept the 1 copy of Esper just in case they want to run away. Esper's there for you. We still are running 1 copy of Mew here, and we're running Mew because of the new edition of Reshiram that just came out, the Reshiram Zekrom. The GX is able to, if they're playing the Ends Resolution version, they're able to knock out 2 of your bench Pokemon with 170 each. So the Mew is great to have in this deck. It just adds that much annoying to that opponent that you're going to be playing against. If they got bench sniping abilities or attacks, you know, this Pokemon right here just puts a stop into that. And they have to work around it or either take it out. So it's alright. So on to our only GX that we have in this deck. It's going to be the Espeon Deoxys. It's been a great card ever since it came out. I've been using it. It does 100 spread damage. You're only going to use it for the GX. 100 spread damage. If you got extra energies on it, 200 spread damage. So it's amazing to have. It's a win condition for your last turn or your last prizes. And it's great to have. It's easy to load up as well if you got all your Malamars up. It just syncs up with this deck so well, guys. So one of our Pokemon that just came out from Cosmic Eclipse. It's really great addition for this, and it is going to be the new Blacephalon here, guys. I have the proxy version. I wasn't able to get one from the pre-release, but I put the English version up for you guys here later. The Blacephalon for 2 energies spreads 60 damage. If your opponent is down to 3 prizes exactly, it's able to spread 120 damage, guys. Now this is amazing because it's able to spread more damage than Deoxys for, you know, less energies. It's a single prize attacker. It's just that good, guys. I think one copy of this is great. You probably won't need another one, you know, just to be able to spread some damage off the first turn, or either get some of those little basic Pokemon knocked out. With this guy, you're able to do that. So that is it for our Pokemon lineup. Not much, pretty basic. With this deck, it is basic because you want to be able to draw into your Malamars and NKs. Giratinas are pretty easy to fish out as well. It's your main attacker. You know, there's nothing more that you need in this deck right here. Since Giratina hits key numbers, your opponent's only taking 1 prize, and eventually the price trade-off is gonna be in your favor. So we're gonna move on to our support account here, guys. Let me get these out of the way for you. And like I said, you put this deck behind a great Malamar player, which there's quite a few out there. You know, this deck's gonna overrun some of the new GXs that are out. So on to our support account, we are gonna be running a 4 copy of Cynthia. It's been a great card. You need some new cards here. Cynthia gets you some new cards. Gets you out of a bad hand. Just a great card to have in this deck because you are going through your deck pretty fast with this. And our next 4 count actually is going to be Lily. Lily's been great in this deck. You're able to thin out your first turn, draw into 8 cards. It's just a great card to have, especially since you're trying to set up some NKs. So this card is a 4 count that is a must. So on to our stadiums here, guys. We are still running a 2 copy of Radiant Forest. Helps you dig out for your energies. Get them out of your deck as soon as possible. You don't need them in there because you want to be able to draw into some cards. So definitely 2 counts, and it helps you bump some stadiums as well. Onto one of the new stadiums that came out. Chaos Swell, I believe is what it's called. Now this is a great card here. It's just another card to add some more annoyance to the opponent. It allows you to put it down when your opponent is going to replace the stadium with one of their own. Their stadium gets bumped out along with this one, so it just adds that much annoyance to it. You know, if they're going to play a Lysander's Lab, guess what? It gets bumped out too. So they're going to have to use a different stadium or fish out for a different stadium to be able to bump this out. Because, man, it's wonderful in this deck because you're going to play your Radiant Forest, and then at the end, if you know your opponent's stadium count's low, you put that Chaos Wall down, and, man, just adds to it. Especially if they're hoping to win the game with the Lysander's Lab. You know, that's going to put a stop to it. So that's it for our stadium count and our support account, guys. So on to our items. And of course, we are running the 4 count Mysterious Treasure. This card is amazing in this deck. Allows you to fish out everything in this deck, so it's great to have. 4 counts necessary to help you fish out those NKs. Giratina's out. It's just a great card to have. And we are going to be playing also 4 copies of Pokemon Communication. Just like I said, just adds more to the searching mechanics to be able to get set up. You definitely want to be able to set up. This deck relies on setting up, so you don't want to cut anything down that's going to help you set up for this deck. So we're running a 4-4 right there, guys. On to our next item card here. We're going to be running a 4 copy of Acrobike. Acrobike's great in here. It lets you dig in even further. It lets you discard some energies or your Giratinas. It's just that much little spice right there that adds to it to be able to fish out, get set up as well. So 4 count right here, we're going to keep it at that. And we are going to be running, of course, the 4 copy of Spell Tag. Now, Spell Tag's really great in this deck, guys. It's able to spread some damage. You're going to put it on your Giratinas. Giratinas are going to swing in, they're going to die. Guess what? You're going to spread some more damage. So you're setting up attacks. You're going to set up attacks with Esper, Deoxys, the new Blacephalon. You know, you're just setting up these attacks for those knockouts you're going to need. You know, for you, it doesn't matter if your Giratina gets knocked out. You're going to bring it back anyways and load it up and keep swinging into it until you build enough damage counters on the board to come in with these other Pokemon and get those knockouts that you need. So on to one of the new additions that came out from Cosmic Eclipse here, guys. It's going to be the new card that I think it's going to make this deck even more busted. Great Catcher. Great Catcher is amazing. It's like a Lysander's Lab, but it's a item card. You know, you discard 2 cards from your hand, you get to pivot one of your opponent's Pokemon from the bench to the active. So when you want to target something specifically, this is the card you're going to play. It syncs up very well with this deck. It plays out wonderful to get those GXs out because this deck is swinging at those GXs. That's how you win the game with this deck. And this 3 count is amazing in this deck. You always want to have it ready just in case. And if not, you have Esper, you have Deoxys, and you have Blacephalon. So this deck's just covering the whole field in whatever way you want to play. So onto one of our new cards as well from Cosmic Eclipse, Lena's Fishing Rod. Now this card is awesome in this deck. I like it a lot. It allows you to get a Pokemon and an item card from your discard pile and puts it back into your deck. So if you need a Spell Tag, you need a Mysterious Treasure, you want to bring Blacephalon again, you know, you're able to use this card and bring it back. A 1 count is good enough. In the testing, it's been used a lot actually, and we like it a lot actually. So on to some pivot mechanics here. We're going to be playing the 2 copy of Switch. To get out of, if you get an NK in the stuck in an active position, Switch allows you to get out. You can Malamars, anything that you don't want in the active, Switch is there for you. Another pivot card here, we got Skateboard. These usually go onto your Your Jirachis can go onto your in-case as well to get them out of the active. With Jirachi, you're able to pivot into more Jirachis to be able to use the Stellar Wish ability along with the switches. So a 2-2 split here is what we like, and we found out that it's actually pretty good. Wouldn't add more because it will clog up the deck even more, because you don't want to take away anything else. And we are running our last card right here, our item card. It's one copy of Reset Stamp. Here, you're not really worried about your opponent taking too many prizes because they're only taking one at a time. Especially if you have Mew out, they're only taking one at a time. It's gonna be a while before they get down to 2 or 1, and then you reset stamp them. So that's why we're only playing 1. Reset stamp has been very nice in this current format. Your opponent has a hard time getting back from that unless they're running a high count supporters. So 1 is enough for this deck right here. And so that is it for our item count here, guys. Let me get these out of the way for you. Goodness. And onto our energy count. Now with this version of the Malamar, we are running an 8 energy count of Psychic. We're running 8 because we added Great Catchers. Great Catchers require you to discard 2 cards from your hand, and it syncs up well because you need your energies in the discard pile. So we added 8, and we wanted to make sure that you have enough energy to be able to constantly streamline those attacks, and you don't want to sit there and try to fish out for energies. If you're running a 6 count, it makes it that much harder to fish out those energies. You always want to have energies in the discard pile along with some in your hand as well, just in case you don't get those 3 Malamars on the bench. So 8 count energy has been really good for us and the testing for this deck. So that is it for our Malamar Giratina updated with some of the Cosmic Eclipse cards that just came out, guys. Like I said, this deck is going to be really good. It has been. It just needed that extra little spice in it, and now it has it. You're going to put this deck behind a good Malamar player. It's definitely going to top at some cups and even at some regionals as well. It's just good around on the board. All that spread damage is going to be happening. It's got all the capabilities to take knockouts for both small and big. I don't see why it would not do good. So guys, I want to give a shout out real quick. There is a tournament hosting if you live in Texas. There's a Pro Support co-hosted with Evolution Games. It's going to be in Temple, Texas. It's got a 5K. Prize is guaranteed for the payouts if you want to go check them out. I will have the links in the description below for you to check them out. It's a 5K tournament. First place, get some cash up to, I think it's top 8 get prize money. It's going to have a lot of cool stuff there. The main event, vendors, stream as well. Everything you can imagine, it's going to be there. It's going to be like a mini originals. Best of 1. It's going to be quick and easy if you're in the Texas area and you're coming down. Definitely check it out. And also give a shout out to our sponsors. We got 3 sponsors so far, and we're looking for some more. We have Undergrounds, we have the Game Closet, and we have Nexus as well. Here, based out of Texas as well, guys, and I will have their links below, so you can check out their websites as well. Alright guys, so that is our deck profile, and if you liked the video, it would be nice if you can subscribe to help the channel grow, along with liking and giving some comments back on some feedback on what you thought about the deck. I would appreciate it. Alright guys, so y'all take care, and we'll catch you next time.